Hi guys, this is a tutorial video of Office scripts, also known as Excel script, and all it provides is a basic overview of Office scripts. So let's get to it. So to get Office scripts, there are different Excel versions, as many of you know. There is the individual family plan, there is a business plan, and there is the enterprise version. Office scripts is not available currently in the individual family plan. It's also not available in the most basic version of the business plan. It starts becoming available on the standard business plan, and I think it's available in all the enterprise versions. So this is the version that I have, the cheapest one, the standard. It's $12.50 a month. It's not too bad for, you get the desktop version of Excel. You also get the online version of Excel. You can have Office script. You could there's something called Power Automate that I'm sure you guys heard of, and you guys can search on YouTube about it. And it's not just Excel. You get Word and PowerPoint and everything like that. So I think it's not too bad. Now, I'm going to show you how to access Office script through the online version of Excel. So as you can see here, this is a browser. There's a URL, and this is my Excel site on the Microsoft server. The way that we access Office script is through the Power Automate tab. Not Power Automate tab, sorry, just the Automate tab. It's over here. Now, before we get into the details of Office script, I wanted to give kind of how the Excel program itself is structured, right? So it'll help us understand how Office script is grabbing certain things. So when we first open a Excel file and we create a new file, you can see here it says a blank workbook, right? The keyword here is workbook. The first thing that we do is Excel does is creates a workbook. Once you're in the workbook and you click on it, you can see that there are different tabs, right? And each tab is a worksheet, right? This is worksheet named sheet 1, this is sheet 2, sheet 3. Now, once you're inside the sheet, there's a whole bunch of cells, and the next thing that happens is Excel will create a range, right, to kind of point to those cells, right? So again, there's a workbook. Inside the workbook, there's a worksheet. Inside the worksheet, there's the range. And inside the range, there's the data inside the range, right? Office script follows this structure that Excel has. So Office script starts out with a workbook, right? It's a JavaScript object. And with that object, you can call a whole bunch of methods. But one of the methods that you can call is you could call another object within the workbook, which is a worksheet. So once you get the worksheet, right, you can call another method to get a range object, right? And then you get the range object. So this is kind of done in chains, right? Once you have the range object, you could read, write, or format the data however you want, right? So in the gist, this is what Office script does. It's actually quite simple, and I think they designed this pretty intuitively for object-oriented programmers. Programming. So what you see below is the actual code editor in AlphaScript, and we will go into this later, but just to show you how everything is being referenced. You could see that this main function, I did not write this function, it comes out this way. I did type line 4, but everything else was given to me, right? And you could see that a argument workbook is being automatically passed in as an argument, right? And I could type workbook and grab that object, right? And then once I have that, I could call a method called get worksheet, and I give a name, and then I enter the name, and then once I have the worksheet object, I could call the get range method, right? So again, the workbook passes in through this function. I could call it, and then I call it through a method, and then once I have the worksheet object, I call it with another method to get the range object. So that's pretty much it. That's how it works, and I wanted to show you how it works in action. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is just a browser. I'm using Edge. Oh, by the way, guys, for some reason sometimes it crashes with Chrome for some, but with Edge it's always consistently it works. So I recommend using Edge for AlphaScript, at least, if you're having problems with Chrome. So just to demonstrate how this works, let me just type a string here. A quick brown fox. Okay. And now maybe I should just start from here so that you guys, you guys can see how it goes. So this is the home. Let me delete this too, just so that we're just cut it out. Okay, so this is the browser. I click on automate. Once I click on automate, there's a record actions button, and there's a new script button. Record actions, we'll talk about it another day, or you guys can just YouTube it. It's just kind of like macros. It follows your mouse clicks and where you drag and drop. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to click new script, and there you go, your code editor comes up. By the way, I apologize for the small font. I haven't figured out how to increase the font on this code editor, so I apologize, just bear with me. Yep, so there you go. I will retype. Okay, quick brown fox, and then from here I will call the workbook object that's been being passed in, and then I will call a method get worksheet. And what's nice here is Microsoft will kind of give you a prompt of what needs to be done. It's telling me that I need a key, that's a string. It happens to be the name of the worksheet, so I'll just put sheet 1. Once I have that, I have the worksheet object. I could call different methods, and I'm calling the get range method, and I am putting A1 on here. It's telling it to grab the first cell, right? Now let me store this into a variable, so I'll just call this cell data, and let's just console log this and see what happens. I won't save it, I can just run it. Oh, let's see what happened. Oh, so it did give me the range object, but I forgot to call a method to read. So one of the method I could read that allows for reading is get value. So I'll do that. And let me run it again. There you go. You can see that it grabbed the first cell and it printed it here. Now, now I wanted to show you how it writes to Excel, right? So let me modify this cell data by appending, sorry. Can you be quiet for a sec? Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. What's this? How does it go? The quick brown fox. I think it's jumped over the lazy dog. Okay. Put a space here. We will comment this out, and we will write this like this. This time it's not get value, but it is set value. And I'll put cell data. So it's doing the exact same thing. It's going back to the first cell, and then it's setting the modified cell data. You know what? Actually, let me change A1 to A2, so you guys can see that it's it's just it really did pull it, and it's writing it. So we run this. There you go. It grabbed the first cell, it modified it, and then it wrote to the cell underneath it. So you can see how powerful this can be. You could grab all sorts of data, numbers or text, not just in one cell, but if you select multiple cells, then the data structure becomes a matrix. And you could sort, you could arrange stuff, you could do whatever you want to do with it, analyze, and then you could write it back to the sheet. So that's basically a brief overview of how OfficeScript works, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. What do people usually say?
So long, or
So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.